Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. And what we're going to talk about in this video, sorry it was a bit short notice, but I did have a class actually, but it was cancelled. So I found that I had a bit of time that I could make this video, which is good, because we're going to talk about this poor girl that we've mentioned before. Let me put a picture of her up actually. Hey, let's get a picture of her up in the top corner because we want to see who we're talking about, because this girl, this is really important, because this girl, Amanda Overstreet, she can't tell her story, can she? Amanda Overstreet, 16 years old, disappeared. Well, nobody knew she'd disappeared because nobody reported her missing. She's 16 years old. Like, you could understand if someone's in their 20s and that, sometimes people do take themselves off somewhere. But this is Amanda. She had a family. She had a mother. She had a stepfather. She had a father. I mean, what did he have to say about it all? And she just disappeared completely. She had a grandmother. Apparently she did live with a grandmother at some time, so she wasn't a person who had no family. This is what makes this so very strange, because then 20 years after she was last seen, Amanda was found in a freezer. Her mum was selling the freezer, well, not selling the freezer, I think had said to the people that had bought their house. So Amanda's mum, Leanne, her partner died. Amanda's stepfather died. So Leanne sold the house and told the people that, the new people that had the house, let me get some pictures up to show you, told the new people that had bought the house that if they wanted, they could sell the freezer that was in the, down in the basement. Said if they thought they could get some money for it, they could sell it. And when those people went in that freezer that was down in the basement, let me get my picture of Leanne up. There was a head in it. There was a head in it, and there were hands in it. And the head and the hands have now been forensically tested, and they belong to Amanda Greenstreet, who lived in this. Overstreet, who lived there. This is Leanne. This is Amanda's mum. She's 55 years old now. She's got two other children with Leanne's stepfather. Sorry, not Leanne's stepfather, Amanda's stepfather. This is Amanda's stepfather. He died last year. So since then, Leanne has sold the house, told the new people in the house they could have the freezer, and inside the freezer, they found the head and hands of her daughter, Amanda. Now, let me make it clear that, nobody's been arrested. The stepfather had died last year, as I say. The mother has not been arrested yet. So we have to presume, don't we, that the mother did not know, or maybe the police just can't confirm yet whether the mother knew that Amanda was in that fridge or not. So let me just show you this picture. Gosh, this gave me the creeps. So this is the stepfather. Look at this little dog. It looks just like my Rocky, my little Rocky. He's a very similar dog to my little Rocky. Anyway, we don't know that the stepfather did it either. Somebody did it. At the end of the day, Amanda did not chop her own head off and her own hands and put herself in the freezer of the family home. So I think you can guarantee that it was someone from the family, because she's not going to be abducted, murdered, and then the culprit returned to the house and put bits of her in the freezer. She hasn't done it to herself. Hasn't been done by a stranger. Somebody who knows Amanda has put her in that freezer. Now, so this is the question. Was it him? The stepfather? Was it the mother? Was it both of them? Does the mother know? Did the mother know? Did she forget? Surely she can't have known. She can't have just forgotten that her daughter was there in the freezer. You know, because to voluntarily say to the new people that own the house, look, you can have that freezer if you can get some money for it, you know, go ahead. Surely she didn't forget that her daughter's body parts were in there. Surely she did not know. This is what I keep thinking in my head. You know, she can't have known because otherwise she wouldn't have sold the freezer, but without removing the body parts first. But you know what? You just never know, do you? And now some things are coming to light on social media. Her Facebook page, Reddit's got a lot to say about it. I think she's closed. She's made her Facebook page private now, but there are still some things on it. This case has certainly generated a lot of interest with people because I've had loads of emails, Facebook messages, you name it. People, and thank you very much because people sending me information. Just getting some more photos up on there of the stepfather. This is the stepfather again. Lots of people, as I say, have sent me this information about Reddit and Facebook, etc. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But you can see people are really sort of intrigued by this case because this poor girl, this 16-year-old girl, let me put a bigger picture of her up. Amanda, she's had her life robbed, stolen from her, hasn't she? You know, there she was, 16 years old, on the brink of being a woman. Maybe she was a bit of a bolshy teenager, you know, quite often 16-year-olds are. But you don't deserve to have your life stolen from you, your future stolen from you, and be chopped up and parts of you put in a freezer to avoid. The presumption is it's to avoid identification, of course. Maybe her body has turned up somewhere else, you know, but a headless and handless body. But the police just haven't linked it together yet, maybe. You know, so we don't know. Maybe the torso will turn up now that they can do the DNA matching. Of course, when this happened, because she was last known of as being seen, it was 20 years ago. There wasn't the same DNA testing then, so it could be that her torso has been found, but couldn't be matched up, you know, with anything. The police will be working on that, I imagine. So as I say, I want to make it clear, the mother has not been arrested so far as we speak, as far as I know. You know, there's been no arrest made, so we're not certain. We can't be certain that her mum knew. I just can't believe that she would sell that fridge. I keep going back to it. It's like incredulity, really. You know, even if you knew that there was a body in your freezer, you're not going to sell it, are you? And say to someone, oh, you can have that freezer. But then some people are saying, did you forget? You know? So, hi, David. So let me say hello to everyone. Hi, David. Hi, Kelly. Thanks for your emails. Hi, Chumba. Hi, Yvonne. No, they didn't age very well, did they? Especially the father, I think, the stepfather. Yeah, there's hoarding there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, of course, she's going to blame the stepfather, but do you see what I'm saying? Why would she sell a freezer with her daughter's dead body in it? Or do you think she wanted it to be found so that she could now make it look as if it was the stepfather? That's a possibility, isn't it? Maybe she just wanted it all sorted. She didn't know what to do with the body parts, so she thought, oh, let it be found and I'll just say he did it. That's a possibility. Hi, Joanne. It was America. It's America. This happened, isn't it Colorado? Colorado, I believe. I'll check that in a minute. But I think we did have a look at that last time. Was it Colorado? Hi, Seffi. So, yeah, she might not have forgotten. She might have thought that he did remove the body, and she just might not have realised it was still there. Maybe he told her he disposed of it. And so she just didn't realise that, there was anything in there. But the whole thing is, I'll tell you, the fact is, when a 16-year-old disappears, at that age, as I say, it's not like a 20-odd-year-old disappearing who's got more, 16. People have got less options. Yeah, that's right. It was Colorado. People have got less options at 16, haven't they? Maybe when someone's in the 20s, they've got earning power, they can go out, they can get a job, they can move on. Maybe they go off with a partner or whatever. But at 16, you've got much less like financial options of where to go. So it's unusual for a 16-year-old, I think, to just go. And this girl from this family, a family, and not only the nuclear family, but, an extended family. Why did nobody notice? Why did nobody notice? Yeah, I don't know, Kelly, how a mother could go about normal life knowing their daughter had been killed. But of course, we don't know that yet. I have to keep reminding us of that because she's not been arrested. She's not been arrested. All the investigations will be going on. So anyway, I want to show you, though, some things that people have sent me. Particularly the thing that was on the thumbnail, that Facebook post she made, which was a little bit chilling. Anyway, we're going to have a look at her Facebook. There's not much you can see now on the mother's Facebook. But when Bradley died last year, they had a GoFundMe for the medical expenses and for the funeral. Let's have a look at that. She posted that on her Facebook page. So the Bradley Immer Burial and Medical Expense Fund. This is still up, actually, but I think it says that it's finished now somewhere. I can't remember. Yeah, this fundraiser has ended. Thanks to everyone who donated. And they raised 1,433 euros, it says here, of 9,213. I don't know. Anyway, it's ended. You can't receive more donations. And this is what they said on it. Bradley D. Immer came down with COVID last month and was admitted to the ICU on June the 27th. He passed away on July the 7th. Our family is trying to raise money to pay for his burial and medical expenses. We had a flood in our home a couple of months ago and have been living in a hotel since May the 3rd, while trying to work with our homeowners' insurance and contractors to complete the repairs. Our daughter has started her senior year in a couple of weeks, and her father's passing has just devastated her. They were best friends. Now, she talks in glowing terms about this daughter. Now, the other thing that got me is that, now imagine if your daughter went missing, son or daughter. You'd be all over your Facebook pages saying, please help me find my daughter. Even 10 years later, maybe if Facebook wasn't sort of a thing then, even 10 years later, you would be going on Facebook and saying, does anybody know anything about my daughter who went missing 10 years ago? I just want to know she's okay. The sort of things you'd put is, I'm not angry with her. It's important that she knows I'm not angry. I just want to know she's okay. You would keep posting. You would never stop posting, would you? Asking for information about your missing daughter. But from what I can gather, there's nothing on this woman's Facebook. Texas Lily, as she calls herself on Facebook. I mean, it just made me laugh. Her profile picture is this little Tinkerbell fairy. Whatever. Anyway, never stop posting on Facebook until your daughter was found or some news. Why was she not asking, does anybody know what's happened to my other daughter? Anyway, she's got a lot to say about her daughter with Bradley. Bradley had many friends and family who he touched during his life. Yeah, how did he touch? I mean, I shouldn't really accuse him because it may have had nothing to do with him. But the thing is, it's definitely someone in the family, isn't it? Somebody in the family, that body, that poor girl's body was in the house. So it's not happened outside the home. It's not someone from outside the home. It's either someone part of the family or a very good friend of the family that's got access to the home. It's like, it reminds me a bit of Fred West. Fred and Rose West with all the bloody kids under the patio, and not all the kids, but a couple of the kids. And all the people, they couldn't say they didn't know about it because that was, it was two of Fred's children, wasn't it, that was there either in the garden or under the patio. And they couldn't say they didn't know about it because they were buried in their home, in their own home. Can't pretend you don't know about it. One of them knew, if not both of them. And there's several possibilities. Either he did it and didn't tell her, or they both did it. He did it, she knows, but she, like somebody said, that was maybe he thought that she'd, I think it was Seffi who said, maybe she thought that he'd disposed of all the remains. Maybe he told her he'd disposed of all of them, but he didn't. Or the possibility is that she did it and he didn't know about it. And then she forgot. Maybe she did forget. Maybe she's got Alzheimer's for all we know. We don't know enough yet, do we? Or maybe she thought, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let somebody find those body parts. I'm going to blame it all on Bradley because I don't know what to do with them. Don't know what to do with them. At the end of the day, they've got to prove that she knew something about this. That'd be difficult after all this time. Be difficult to prove. And as he's dead, it'll be easy for her to put the blame on him, won't it? So it's a real who done it, why done it. It's an everything done it. There's so much to unpick with this case. The police will be trying to find out so much. And in the meantime, Amanda has been robbed of her future by someone in her own family. And this just amused me, if you like, if that's the right word. Bradley was loved and respected by many. He lived his life to the fullest with no regrets. He would give the shirt off his back and no one left our house without a meal and good conversation. Bradley still is the love of my life, my best friend, the greatest father, a wonderful husband, the best man I will ever know. I just don't know what we are going to do without him. Bradley was our rock and the heart and soul of our family. No man will ever live up to his memory because he was just a great man, loved by all who knew him. Anyone who would like to help and donate to honour Bradley and help with his expenses, or just share stories and memories of Bradley, is welcome. And then she said, thank you to everyone who has helped and sent condolences. This has been the most difficult time for my children and I. Not as difficult as when your other daughter went missing, though, eh? But with everybody's kind words and donations, we're doing as best we can. We're still not back in our house, but the asbestos removal starts on August the 11th and the demo after. Elsie Bellimer is going to stay with her uncle since her school started last week. And Anthony Bradley Immer and I are going to stay in the motorhome in the front yard until the repairs are made. Bradley Immer is looking down at us, proud that we are holding it together and helping Elsie stay on task for her senior year. She still wants to be a doctor. Kisses and huggies to all. No mention of Amanda, her other daughter. Now, do you think Bradley Immer, now he's gone up there or down there and now he's paying for what he did to Amanda? If he did do anything, has he met Amanda in the next life? I can't believe her other daughter is not mentioned at all anywhere. You know, can someone help me find my daughter who disappeared when she was 16? Just awful. Anyway, let's have a look at the other. So Elsie Bellimer, this is her daughter that she likes. What happened to your sister? So these Facebook pages, they're going to disappear, aren't they? Because people are going on here and making comments. Stop. So say that actually. Definitely these. Stop it. These Facebook posts, Facebook groups, they're definitely going to disappear because people are going on there, obviously. And, you know, they probably shouldn't. I wouldn't leave a nasty comment for her. But, you know, people want to know, you know, what happened to your sister? So apparently they went to get her in 2005. She'd been staying with her grandma. And look, this person, which really shouldn't say, but you know, again, she's speculating. Either Mum Leanne or Dad Bradley murdered, dismembered her, and put her in the freezer right after they got her from Texas in 2005. So there'll be a lot of people making comments, which is a bit unfair on the daughter, really, because the daughter, yeah, everybody asking. So that's not really fair, is it? Because it's nothing to do with her. One thing we know is she didn't do it. She was just a little girl. So that's just not fair at all. Let's see. Anthony Bradley Immer. So this must be... Oh, so it's a brother. So he's got the same photo on his Facebook as his dad with the great big fish. And he's not... There he is. Yeah. I don't really like these pictures with these poor fish either, to be honest. Anyway, it's all there on Facebook at the moment. You know, if you want to go and have a look at their Facebook posts, well, they're all still public at the moment. I doubt if they'll be public for very long. But somebody sent me a message to show me a post that what do you call it, that Leanne had posted, which is a little bit, look, this is a post that Leanne posted. Don't piss off a southern woman. She will rip your heart out, show it to you, and then bake it in a pie. It just made me go cold when I saw that. Don't you think, is that what she did to her own daughter? Again, it just sort of makes me think, well, maybe she didn't. Would she have posted something like that, knowing that her daughter was dismembered in the fridge, in the freezer downstairs? Or had she just moved on so much that she didn't even think about it? You know? Strange post, isn't it? And the other thing that she did, I don't know if I can, oh yeah. You know, on her, is this on her Facebook as well? You know, when she, the about section, about Leanne, my life could be a Jerry Springer show. Hell, it'd be a whole series. I met my soulmate in 1999. I married my best friend in 2002. I had the best little girl in 2003. Her other daughter, Amanda, has not been mentioned anywhere. in this, as she goes on to talk about her life events, significant events in her life. Had the best little girl in 2003, no mention of when she had Amanda. Mother and grandmother died in 2005. I started back to school in 2006. I had cancer in 2007. I finished a first college degree in 2008. I finished second college degree in 2012. I'm living life to the fullest from now on. Other names, Leah, Overstreet, Emma, anyway. So yeah. So nothing in there to mention Amanda. It's like Amanda never existed. You know? Oh, hang on, it's gone off. Wait a minute. You can hear me and see me all right. So, you know, what why is Amanda not even mentioned? You know, in her sort of highlights of her life. Nothing about Amanda. And I noticed my thing had gone off there, so I'm just going to show you this again just in case you didn't see it. And she'd posted this. Don't piss off. She posted this in 2023, last year in November. Don't piss off a Southern woman. She will rip your heart out, show it to you, and then bake it in a pie. And then she goes on to give all her life events. You know, she could be on a Jerry Springer show. She bloody could be on, well, unfortunately, Jerry Springer, he's not with us anymore, is he? Because he passed away, didn't he? Bless him. But, yeah, all those life events, not once does she mention Amanda. Not when Amanda was born. Amanda didn't exist, did she, in this family? You know? Amanda just didn't exist. Hi, Ice. Yeah, how can you not question where you know, you, even if she thought a daughter had run off, which, you know, is possible, but you would be on this Facebook, Facebook asking, does anybody know what happened to my daughter? She was last seen, blah, 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 blah. Never, it's like Amanda just never existed. That's horrible, isn't it? That can't be right. So, you know, that is why, as much people might slag off true crime and this, that, and the other, but this girl has no voice, This girl probably died when she was 16. She must have, that's the last time she was seen. So that's the chihuahua outside. No, right here. Go in the bathroom. Yes. So, you know, since then she had her whole life robbed from her. Take it, and who knows how she met that grisly end. You know, and the indignity of not even being given a proper burial. You know, dismembered, put in the freezer, then just ignored. You know, just like as if she never existed. And whatever, even if her mother has had nothing to do with it, you know, the actual murder, just the fact that she's blanked her as if she never existed. And that is what true crime community will do, is they'll remind people that Amanda did exist. And Amanda deserves a voice, and Amanda deserved the future that was robbed from her. And somebody's got to be held accountable for what happened to Amanda. Now, as I say, even if the mother did not have anything to do with Amanda's murder and didn't know she was, let's give her the benefit of the doubt, because we have to, really. She hasn't been arrested at the end of the day. So we have to give her the benefit of the doubt and think, well, maybe she didn't know. But why? Why is she not on Facebook pleading for someone for information for her daughter? You know, you get people like, so this morning, before I started classes this morning, I was with Lindsay Reimer because I've been doing this series of unsolved cases, and I'd done 3 British women. I did Nicola Payne, then the other Nicola Ray, and now this girl that I'm preparing the video about her is Lindsay Reimer, and she was only 13 when she disappeared, and we know she was murdered because her body was found a year later. But her family is still making appeals to try and find out what happened to her. You know, after after 20 years or however long, I think it was in the 90s, she disappeared. Lots of Nicola Payne's family, most anyone who goes who loses a loved one in the sense of them going missing, and either they never find out what happened to them or they find out they were murdered, they never stop. They might not appeal every day, but then as years pass, but then when it's their birthday or if it's Christmas or the anniversary of when they went missing. I mean, the thing is, we don't know exactly when this poor Amanda went missing because she was never reported missing. She's never been reported missing. And no appeal, it's like even when he died, the stepfather, he was Amanda's stepfather at the end of the day. So like when he died, you'd be appealing saying, oh, at least come back for your stepfather's funeral. Or, if you really thought she was still alive because you had no reason to think that she wasn't, you'd be making an appeal for them to come back for the funeral, or you'd be making constant appeals at significant dates, wouldn't you? So, that's what seems strange to me. I mean, maybe, even if you give her the benefit of the doubt and think, well, no, she didn't know anything about this poor girl being in the freezer. Why is she not appealing on her Facebook pages? Why is she not appealing on her Facebook pages to find her daughter again, for her daughter to come back? Because, after 20 years, so if she was 6, let's suppose the mother didn't know. So her daughter's walked out the house, maybe, or maybe she had a history of running away. But still, she's, as I say, if she was in her 20s, I could understand it. But at 16, your daughter runs away, you're going to try and find them, aren't you? But let's just think that maybe that happened, that her daughter ran away. Maybe she thought she had run away. Maybe she got letters, because it's not unknown for people who make people disappear to send letters or cards to pretend someone's still alive. It's not unknown, is it? So let's give her the benefit of the doubt in that respect, that she thought she was. But as years go on, she'd know that let's suppose she thought Amanda was alive somewhere. She'd be thinking, well, right, well, now Amanda will be 18, 2 years later, her 18th birthday, her 21st birthday, her 30th birthday. She'd be thinking of her, wouldn't you? And you'd be thinking, oh, well, she could be somewhere, she could be married, she could have children, I could have grandchildren somewhere. All those things would be going through your head. But it seems like this woman just cut Amanda out of her life completely. It's as if she never existed. She hasn't included her in this, resume of her life, as if she doesn't exist. So that feels wrong, doesn't it? Oh, look, someone's gone on this post that this person's put and said, watch Vicky Marie chats on YouTube. Oh, that's nice. Well, they're the person that sent me that told me about this. So thank you for that. Oh, I didn't realise that she put that on there. Thank you, Irene. So, yeah. Now let's have a look at the Reddit. So another of my chatters who's actually on chat at the moment, and she can tell you if she wants, sent me the details of Reddit, what they're saying on Reddit about this. Let's have a look at that. Stop it. God, this dog's... I'm going to have to get her a collar for barking. Anyway. So on Reddit, look, they're saying all sorts of different things. This is the house. This is Grand Junction in Colorado. And it's saying that, so the remains were in here somewhere. I don't know if they were underneath or in this garage, but the freezer was in this house. And the case is under investigation. So, of course, the police are saying nothing at the moment because they're still investigating it. Now, bear in mind, this is Reddit. These are Reddit posts. They're not, you know, this is not official information given by the police or whatever. So you have to take what you can from it. Overstreet was the oh, don't call her by her name. This just drives me mad. Amanda was the biological daughter of the previous homeowner and was believed to be about 16 years old at the time of her disappearance. She had not been seen or heard from since April 2005, and officials say there's no record that she was ever reported missing. This article doesn't even specify how the hands and head were found in a freezer by the new home buyers. Weird and sad all the way around. It seems that her parents definitely had to have done it, but why not doing anything about the freezer? Then someone's come on again. Remember, this is Reddit, so I can't say that these are true, that this is true. I went to school with her in Texas. The Overstreets are a big, well-known family in County TX where we grew up. A few of her close friends have been quietly digging around for what happened to her since she went missing around 2005 and were not able to file a missing person report due to lack of evidence. Plus, as per the tiny local police in TX, Amanda lived with her grandma for most of her life till late 2004 when the grandma got cancer and she went to Colorado to live with her bio mum, Leanne. Maybe she just, when she went to live with them, they had this perfect little family thing, didn't they? You know, Leanne and Bradley and the two kids, and she's probably gone in like a wrecking ball. A 16-year-old teenager. You know, it's like she probably caused havoc. You know, it's quite likely that she did. So maybe they just didn't want that intrusion in their lives. Oh, look at this. Leanne was supposed to... Now, I don't know if this is true. This is just what someone's saying on Reddit. So I want to stress this. I'm just sharing this information to you, but I want to make it clear. This has not been officially verified. So Amanda and her bio mum did not have a good relationship. Around April 2005, Leanne was supposed to bring Amanda back to TX, but Leanne said Amanda ran away from a gas station along the way and no one heard from her since. Everyone always suspected that the mum, who Amanda was living with when she was last seen or heard from. Since Amanda's body's parts have now been found in a freezer in the home in Colorado where her mum used to own and where Amanda was last known to have lived, I'd say it's pretty clear the mum had something to do with this death. I don't think it is clear yet. I don't think it's clear yet that she had something to do with it. But, you know, why did she not report her missing then when she ran away from the gas station? If that's true, of course. Let's see what this search group is. Searching for and remembering. Oh, so this takes you to this link on Facebook. Searching for and remembering Amanda L. Overstreet. I'm going to join that group. This group is dedicated to Amanda J. Rowe Overstreet. Anyone with information or photos of Amanda is more than welcome to post them here. If you feel the information is too sensitive for public announcement, send a friend request, etc. So it's a private group. I've got group rules. Oh, so we can't see what's in the group because it's private. So even if I get in the group, I won't be able to show you the post if it's private, you know, even if I can see them, because I shouldn't do that if it's private group. But the thing is, if they want information, really, they might be better off making it an open group, to be honest, because they want information as to what's happened to this girl. They'd probably be better off making it open, and they might get more information that way, might they? Right, let's go back to the Reddit again. Now, of course, there's lots of comments. Yeah. So yeah, they were. So the mum and the son and her son, weren't they staying? It says here they were staying in an RV in front of the property. Yeah. Sorry, so I'm just reading through it. I wonder if he meant to dispose of those body parts and just never got around to it. Or did she just forget they were? She either forgot, if she knew, she may not have known, but she's either forgotten that these body parts were in there, or he has told her that he's disposed of them. So apparently Leanne told. So according to this, it's that same person that Leanne told the family that Amanda ran away. So if she did do that without even reporting a missing, she's got to be involved. That's interesting. So someone's gone on to comment. I'm currently listening to the Anatomy of Murder episode. Reading man Warren Barnes and his hands and head were found in his murderer's closet. Brian Coey is his name. This also happened in Grand Junction. Same town, similar thing. Well, you know, sometimes people get ideas, don't they? That makes you wonder. I don't know when that happened. But sometimes people get ideas, don't they, from things that happen. So if that happened in that town, in that same town in Grand Junction, and whoever was responsible for the death of Amanda knew about that case, that might be what gave them the idea to remove the head and to remove the hands. You know, maybe that's where the idea came from. So people do get ideas from other cases. Hi, BF. So yeah, but they're the things that identify a corpse, David. In those days, I mean, now it'd be pointless. Because now, if you remove the head and the hands, they'd still be identified through DNA. But years ago, 20 years ago, people wouldn't have been thinking of DNA. They'd be thinking of dental records and fingerprints, wouldn't they? So they'd be thinking if they remove the head, remove the hands, the body, wherever the body is, because as far as I know, they haven't found the rest of the body. Unless, I mean, you know, if they're going through that house, it may be that the rest of the body turns up, but maybe they disposed of the torso because there's nothing on the torso now from 20 years ago that they would think would identify the body. So they think, oh, this body would be found, but there'd be no fingerprints and no dental records because they had the head and the hands. Now, of course, time's moved on now and they will be linked up by DNA. But you can only link it up with DNA if you've got a missing person to link it up with. You know, you can't, if you've got, you know, if a Jane Doe, as they call them, don't they, when they find a body before it's identified, they call them Jane Does in America, for a girl, for a woman. But you can't link it up with anyone unless somebody's actually been reported missing. So if she hasn't been reported missing, they're never going to link it up with her. But now they might. Now they'll be going through their records of Jane Does that have been found. And actually, something at the moment in Spain, the Policia, the Guardia Civil, they're having a campaign at the moment. It's amazing how many bodies are found that are never identified, even in this day and age with DNA, etc. Because a lot of these people that are found, I think a lot of these, the people that I've seen on the police website, you know, I follow them on Twitter and they're having a big campaign about identifying bodies. A lot of them are sex workers and some of them are in the country illegally. So there's nobody reports them missing, you know, or maybe the person who has killed them is the only person they know in this country. So they're not going to report them missing, are they? It's just so sad, isn't it? But so many bodies, and they've reconstructed their faces, etc. And you would definitely recognize them if you knew them. And they're having this big campaign to try and link up some of these bodies that have been found. And then, of course, you've got like Anna Knežević, that they're looking for her body. She hasn't been found yet. Hopefully she will be sooner or later, but she hasn't been found yet. So it's a big... well, that's what they think the reason is, David, for the... Or that's what occurred to me when I was looking at it yesterday. Because, you know, when you think of Jay Slater was identified by his fingerprints, even after a couple of weeks, you can now use fingerprints. If there's any flesh left on the fingers, you can identify fingerprints because they've got such good techniques nowadays. They rehydrate there's got to be some flesh left. I mean, you know, if it goes years, they can't identify their fingers, their fingerprints. As years go by, if there's no flesh left, they can't. But if there's even a little trace of it left on, because I looked into that with this Jay Slater case, they've got really good techniques now where they can reconstitute the fingerprints as long as they've got some tissue. And then, of course, dental records, they never, you know, they'll always be there. You can always link them. Now, an interesting thing is, why did they put her in the freezer, really? Because if you put someone in the freezer that you think the aim of that is to preserve, were they going to try and make it look like she died later? You know, why put her in a freezer? You know, why? Or maybe they just didn't want the body to smell, you know, the bits of the body that was there to smell. Maybe he had every intention, or she had every intention of disposing of those body parts and they just never got around to it, you know. Don't know. Hi, Darren. So, you know, it's there's a big mystery to be unfolded. And the thing is, if it was Bradley, the stepfather, well, of course, he's gone on to the next plane now. He's not on this earth anymore, so he can't be held to earthly justice. So she's definitely going to try and blame him for it, I think, whatever. But, you know, to be fair, we've got to be fair to her. She may not know. She really may not know. So do you think the whole body will have been in the freezer at one point? Maybe. Yeah. It's horrible, isn't it, the thought of it? I mean, how could you sleep, you know, knowing It was there in your house. And, you know, even if you were that sort of twonk that could kill someone, you know, the thought of it. But as I was saying in the video yesterday, I have smelt what a freezer can smell like when it's got things in it that's gone off, but not bodies, but, you know, meat and things. Disgusting. God, the smell. And that friend that I was talking about, whose house was honking, I mean, you couldn't even, she invited me around for a drink one night. I was sat in the living room and I'm going, oh, can we open the window? Oh, it was the most disgusting smell. She might have had bodies all over it. I mean, I may be lucky to be alive. It wouldn't surprise me. She's as nutty as a fruitcake. And then one time when I went around to feed the dogs, the smell in the kitchen, and I'm thinking, what is that smell? And in the microwave was a piece of pork that must have forgotten. There had just been forgotten in there. It was full of maggots. It was disgusting, the smell. So I bagged it up. I threw it in the bin. I cleaned out the microwave, and I messaged her and told her what I'd done. She didn't even say thank you. Didn't even say thank you. I mean, you know, sometimes people are on such a level of dissociation. You know, you can't believe that somebody could live like that. I mean, I'm not bloody housewife of the year. I'll tell you, I'm not. But, you know, when you can smell something like that, you couldn't live with it. You just couldn't. Well, how could you? I mean, she must have no sense of smell. I mean, it hadn't been there a day, you know, it looked like it'd been there 2 weeks or something for there to be maggots in it and everything. And, but some people do have, you know, if you ever watch those, shush, Tia. If you ever watch those hoarding programs on the telly, you can see how people really can dissociate completely, detach completely from their surroundings. It's quite scary, isn't it? Right, go in the bathroom. They're barking over nothing now. Okay. So somebody said there, that house, what did they say? This house looks exactly like the house you'd imagine you'd find severed body parts in. Yeah, it does look like something out of a Halloween film, doesn't it? I mean, imagine if you were the one who's bought that house, what are you going to do? You couldn't live in it now, could you? Or could you? Or maybe you'd have to. Maybe you would have to. You know, maybe you don't have a choice. We don't all have a choice, do we? You know, if you've got nowhere else to live. So yeah, I thought I'd just come on and give you that update. I've got some classes in a bit, so I've got to go soon. In fact, I've got to go now, more or less. But I just thought I'd let you know, and we've all got our thoughts on what might have happened. Sooner or later, we'll find out, I suppose. But one thing that we do know is that this poor girl was robbed of her whole future. Now, I wonder if I can I just downloaded a better photo of her, didn't I? No, because she looks exactly like her sister. You know, so definitely her mum's genes are quite strong, because I think she looks very much like her sister, or her sister looks very much like her. You know, there's, you know, and yet, I mean, you know, she looks like her stepdad, doesn't she, really, as well? Anyway. And this is Leanne. What does Leanne know? I wonder. What does she know? Does she know all about it? And if she doesn't, why has she not been looking for a daughter all these years? Or it's like she never existed. Ay, gosh, terrible. Poor girl. This poor girl. So anyway, we're going to tell her story. We're going to try and find out what happened to her. Or we're going to, not us in particular, but we're going to follow the police investigations as to what happened to her. And we're going to tell her story. And this poor girl, she was robbed by somebody. Somebody took her life away from her. And really, at the end of the day, it was either him or her, or a combination of the two of them. There are no other suspects. You know, there can't be any other suspects. These were the two adults that lived in that house. Bradley and Leanne. So the only real question is, was it Leanne did it? Maybe Bradley knew nothing about it. Or did Bradley do it and Leanne knew nothing about it? Or did they do it together and they both knew about it? You know, those are the questions. But it's definitely either Leanne or Bradley, because it wasn't one of the children. They were just little kids. One of her siblings wasn't some stranger who killed her outside the house and then brought her to the house and put her in the freezer. So it's either Leanne or Bradley. Bradley's no longer on this planet, so he's going to get the blame one way or another from Leanne, isn't he? If Leanne, whether Leanne knew about it or not. So poor Amanda. Okay, so I'm going. So thank you so much. I don't think I said thank yous in the beginning. Thank you for watching, of course. Let me put my little banner on, because don't forget to like. That's the most important thing. And subscribe, of course. And look out for, well, I will be definitely back on tonight. I'll be giving whatever the latest details are of the Sarah Sharif trial. Not of her parents being tried and her uncle. Whatever details come out today, although they're not very nice, whatever they'll be won't be very nice. But I did, God, you know, I was thinking about Sarah Sharif's case this morning. You know, another example of a young girl, you know, betrayed by her own family. You know, I've been trying to find something positive, you know, because it's just such a sad, awful story that it hurts your mental health, you know, to report on these things or to even watch the videos. But again, it's important that Sarah's story is told. She shouldn't be forgotten as if she never existed. So there is the one thing that I think you can, the one redeeming feature, if you like, that twonk, her father, he could have done what this family did to this girl. He could have disposed of Sarah. And I think it could have been quite easy for him to say that he'd sent her to Pakistan, you know, to be with her family, or she'd gone off to live with her mother. You know, he could have thought of things to say maybe. Or maybe he couldn't because he was already under social services. So I think the only thing, you know, that is a redeeming feature, if you like, not a redeeming feature, that's not the only glint of sunlight in that case, is that at least poor Sarah was not subjected to the indignity of being, you know, cut up and disposed of somewhere. At least she was given a proper burial. I still can't get over the fact they left her in that house. There's been a video release that I'm going to show next time I do an update on Sarah Sharif's trial, of the police going into their house. It's just so sad, just going into the house. It's all so quiet, and you know, because of course they'd gone off to Pakistan and just left Sarah in the bunk bed in her little pajamas, deceased. But anyway, at least she was recovered. At least she was given some dignity of a burial. It's not much, is it? But something. And this poor girl wasn't even given that dignity, was she? So, okay. So don't forget to leave your fingerprint on the like button. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. Pressing the like and subscribing is completely free. So, hi Matthew. Thank you for your email. I've got it. That's gosh, trying to get round to do. I am going to do a video about Philip Schofield. Very sad to hear of his mum dying. What a life she's had. 2 sons. One's in prison for paedophilia. The other one's as near to a paedophile as you can get. And you know, she, God knows, you know, just that poor woman. I do feel for her. Okay, hi and bye. And I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, as always, let me just put my outro video on. Till I see you again, may your God always go with you.